Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep
All right, and
my
hello,
head
beautiful souls, and welcome back to Successfully Chaotic. I'm your host, Maria Daniels, and today we are actually embarking on a special journey together. We've just wrapped up our morning motivation series on TikTok. So if you missed that, make sure you go check out our TikTok channel. It's been an amazing journey. It's a journey that kind of helped redefine my own mornings and set me back on the path of really rising with purpose. I do great some days, and some days, I'm sure like many of you, I fall off a cliff. And it really helped to kind of ignite that passion within me again on the importance of really starting our mornings the way that we want to. And that hopefully allows us to start looking at our entire approach to life. So I decided for this episode to dive, into this and reflect not only on these powerful shifts that these morning practices have, to offer, to ignite our lives, but to also kind of build upon that. So go ahead and grab your favorite beverage and let's reflect on rising with purpose. So there's so much research out there on just the power of starting your day, just kind of on that positive note. And I'm sure if you've had those mornings where it did not start the way that we wanted it to, it just feels like it taints the entire day, right? It feels like you just can't kind of get past that. You can, but that's a whole episode for another day. However, today we're going to really get into beginning that morning on a positive note. The power of beginning that morning on a positive note. Our mornings do set the tone for the entire day. And when we choose what we want to start our mornings with, things that uplift us, things that energize us, it helps us to kind of claim that power over our day. And, I do want us to kind of remember that it's not just about the actions that we take, though. It's also about that mindset that we cultivate. And, it can be something so simple as, just really stopping and savoring that first sip of coffee while we're watching the sunrise. Or maybe if you're like me, it's still dark when you leave. So you're really savoring, I like smoothies in the morning. So savoring, just this flavor of the smoothie, how it feels in my mouth, how quiet it is in the house that, time of morning, how I can usually my rooster will crow that time of morning, and really just kind of being present in that moment, allowing myself to sit and just be and just notice instead of rushing through my mornings, and allowing myself to sit and set intentions of clarity and what I want my day to be like, and what I want my week to be like, what I want my month to be like, really thinking about every moment as an opportunity. And this helps us to kind of align what we're doing and feeling and experiencing in the moment with our deepest desires and our deepest goals. So in our TikTok series, we discovered just the magic of doing all this. We discovered the magic in morning simplicity. It was about just taking those moments of embracing simple joys, of, really acknowledging what we're grateful for. Maybe it's a song, maybe you put on a song in the morning and it sparks a dance, and that gets your heart beating, that gets you laughing, that gets you feeling amazing. Or maybe if you're like me, you've got a house full of sleeping people and you're trying to carve out just that moment of quiet, that moment of you time where you can sit and reflect in a meditative state, and do a little bit of yoga and really set your intentions for the day. Whatever that looks like for you, there's no right or a wrong. It's more about taking those moments for yourself, taking those moments of being mindful about how you're starting your day and how you're feeling, and getting in touch with what we want and being grateful about what we have. Because there's nothing wrong with wanting all kinds of things, but we need to make sure that we're grateful for the experiences that we have now, and we're actually taking a moment to pause and really reflect on those things. Because gratitude isn't just about big wins. It's about everyday miracles, the ones that we often overlook. It's about taking the time to really integrate these moments of joy and these moments of thankfulness into our mornings. And when we do this, it not only helps to transform our mornings, but it transforms our mood and it transforms our perspective on life itself. I know for me, movement in the morning is so important. And, moving and allows me to not only get in touch with, my body, but also the way that I think, the way that I perceive, my mornings and the way that I perceive what I want for the day. I'm able to kind of get into more of that meditative state during my yoga practice in the morning. And when we move, we learn and we grow. And morning movement is not just about rigorous workouts, which if you love that, there's nothing wrong with that. But for me in the morning, it's more about just awakening my body and awakening my mind and preparing for the day's potential. And, being able to kind of utilize this time to kind of get in touch with myself. And the next step, when I'm getting ready for the day, I like to tune into something and learn something new, and maybe it's a new word, like a word of the day, or maybe it's a life lesson from a podcast, or maybe it's just a few pages of a book that just makes us think. These practices remind us that growth is a daily pursuit and that every morning offers a fresh canvas to be able to create on. And that gives us so much promise and gives us so much potential and allows us to really think and create and grow. And, another thing that we talked about in great length on our TikTok series was the fact that not every morning is easy. I've got a lot of kids and, a lot of moving parts, like a lot of you. And there's days where, trust me, I want to have those amazing mornings and they just are not happening, right? Some days go exactly like I planned, and some days are a hot burning dumpster fire. And I think it's important to really recognize that that's part of a full and busy life, right? Not every morning is easy. We're going to face challenges. We're going to be tempted to hit that snooze button. There's days that we're going to wake up and the worries from yesterday are still going to be weighing on us. We're going to wake up to a sick kid. We're going to wake up to, a pipe bust, a pipe bursting in the house and water everywhere. There's going to be these mornings that are not going to look the way that we envisioned. Yet, during these times, we can still kind of find those moments, right? Find those moments to say, okay, well, this did not go exactly like I planned, but you know what? I'm still going to grab a cup of coffee and really enjoy it. Or you know what? I'm going to go ahead and leave and I'm going to stop at my favorite coffee shop on the way in and treat myself because I need to kind of capture that feeling, that tone that I really want for the day. You have to really think about, how do I still capture that feeling and get control of my day, even if the entire day is a dumpster fire, even if, your morning does not go the way you planned it, even if we have to find that strength of still being able to set those intentions, the courage to go ahead and still face that day with a clear vision. And I think that's important because you need to be able to kind of find your line of vision again. And when we're able to do this, the resilience that's found in affirming our capacity to navigate these complexities and these uncertainties actually makes us so much stronger. We can embrace the fact that some days go great and amazing, and some days the best that we can do is just simply show up for ourselves. And on those days, that's more than enough. So again, if you missed our TikTok series, go on over to TikTok, make sure you have follow and kind of check some of those out. But as we kind of start to close out this chapter of our morning motivation series, I want to thank you all, first of all, the ones that have joined me kind of on this journey. But I want to remind you that the practices that we've explored during the series are more than just routines. They're actually acts of self-love, and they're statements of worth, and they're declarations of intent. And they're little reminders that every day we have the choice to rise with purpose and to embrace the beauty in our lives, even if we have to look really hard on some of those days. So I hope that some of these lessons help kind of carry us forward, not just in the morning, but literally even in every moment of our day and over every moment of our lives. And, I think it's important to kind of revisit these powerful practices. Like I said, doing the series again kind of helped to remind me of some of the things that I don't know that I necessarily forgot, but I forgot to relish, right? I forgot to allow some tiny little parts to inspire me and energize me and transform me the way that they did. And I think it's important to have these little reminders sometimes. So until next time, I just want to encourage you to keep rising with purpose and keep embracing that chaos when it comes, and keep living your dreams out loud.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights.